This is The P Show. The P Show. Sit back and relax. The phone lines are now open. Do you have something to air out? Air out. Call us at 804-303-8564. 804-303-8564.
What's up with you? How are you, CashOut?
I'm blessed right now, baby. You know, I'm in a good position, you know. We're like number 7 on the charts right now. We look about a week and a half, you know, top 5. So I'm in a blessed situation. The mixtape going crazy.
Okay.
Real crazy, man. It's over 1 million views. So, you know, I just been working, you know, keeping God first. And, you know, I got a strong team, so we going hard.
Ain't nothing like a strong team, is it?
Yeah, ain't nothing like that.
I got me a strong team up here, too.
Yeah.
So, all right, can you give the listeners of the P Show a brief bio of who CashOut is, for those that might not know?
Man, CashOut is just real, man. You know, I speak what I done seen, what I done did, what I want. So, you know, it's just all me, man. I'm talking realness. I'm humble. You know, I'm loving. I'm interactive, man. You know, and I'm a grinder. I grind hard. You know, whatever I did, I grind it hard. So, you know, you can just, you know, I once was a great leader, was a great follower. So, you know, I just look at the people, you know, who grind and who doing good. You can always study a person to get better than that person or be like that person one day. So,
yeah.
I just followed the greats, man. You know, took heed to what was going on, and you know, sucked it all in and made it happen for me.
Okay. Now, I don't want to take you back to your past, but I did want to ask you a question because I read that, you know, you were kicked out of home at the age of 16 because your mother, she didn't approve of your hustling. So how's your relationship with your mother now?
Oh, everything is all love with my mother. You know, every mother wouldn't accept that, you know, from their child. So you gotta understand that. So it was never on her, you know, it was really on me. So I couldn't do nothing but, you know, get my act together. You know, at the time, you know, it was a hard hit, you know, made a soft ass, and I almost got sat down. So, you know, I had to get right.
That's right.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little pressure from your mother, though. You know, everybody get that.
It's definitely not. I got 3 boys, so they gonna get it just like you, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so now let's get into CashOut. Where does the name come from?
Just me, man. Fuck around in the booth. Can we cuss? My bad.
No, let's try to keep it clean for the P Show listeners.
Okay. Just me.
Thank you for asking, though.
I know. Just, you know, being in the booth, you know, in my pocket. So I wasn't really rapping like that. I was really just chilling in the booth with them, killing time one day. You know, I got on the verse, man, you know, and it was something about CashOut, and it was like, run with that. You know, they were being funny, like, nigga, you need a name. I was like, oh, that's cool.
So, CashOut.
I love that.
Your friends named you.
It came out of verse.
Yeah. All right. So, but I read that you wasn't really into rapping. So what changed? What got you into it all of a sudden?
So the situation I went through, you know, for it made me change my whole perspective in life. So, you know, especially like the trial was over with, like, you know, when you leave trial, you know, you can't say nothing to the jurors or none of that.
Yeah.
And I was leaving out, and actually one of the jurors came to me, and he was like, man, we gave you another chance, you know, do something with it. And I was like, man, that's like God sending an angel to you and giving you the heads up.
So you pretty much got to walk on a case that you got.
Man.
You said you got to walk on a case that you got.
Yeah, it was a not guilty verdict, you know.
Okay.
You know, it was either 10 or 9. So I took it to trial. I wasn't trying to get him. So.
Yeah, ain't nobody trying to sit in jail 10 years, man.
Yeah. So I was like, man, it might as well go all the way. You know, they had some pleas, but I just didn't want to give them no time period. So,
that's right.
You know, I was like, man, I'm just gonna go on here, and God was in my favor, you know, and I took heed that He was in my favor. So.
That's right, and you did something with it.
Yeah.
That's right. So you got one of the hottest songs out right now, Cashing Out. Please tell us what this song is about. Because I got so many questions about this song.
And money, a great uplifting song, man, so you can cash out on everything. Don't you got bills?
I sure do.
Okay, then. So you gonna cash out on them, so them folks gonna be telling us you owe them and do this and do that. So it's really like a great uplifting song, man. Some money, man. You know, stay away from the brokenness, man. So you can do what you want to do, and you won't have to ask nobody or owe nobody nothing.
So look, would you be mad if I told you that I thought you was saying that you got a car note around your wrist and around your neck?
A car note?
I mean, that's what I thought. I'm serious. You would not believe everybody in the studio last week was screaming on me about that. It's like a car note.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like 600. What kind of?
I know. We were sitting here like they said. It was like pumpkin, really.
Like,
I'm sorry.
What, $400 around my wrist?
But look, I had to tell you that.
1,000 rounded off, ain't it?
But yeah, they corrected me. They was like, no, he's saying condo. I said, okay, that makes more sense. Now, don't laugh at me, because I just, I listen to these songs and I love them, but I always mix up words. I don't know why, but I was like, a car note on his wrist. Yeah. But just ignore me.
I ain't never heard that one. I might tweet that.
You gonna do what?
I'm gonna tweet that one.
Oh my God.
She thought the lyrics was, I got a car note around my neck.
Oh my God. Don't put me out there on Twitter, man. Come on now. Okay, so now, who is Keisha?
Man, you know that it's strong. Wow. That's Keisha, man. You know, she been a good friend to me. In my success, my lyrics. She's been a great friend, a great guider to what I'm going to say on the track.
Okay.
I had to dedicate something to her. I had to dedicate a song to her.
Yeah. So this dude, right, told me that you were creative with the name Keisha, because he said most of the girls in the projects that are loud, their names is Keisha. Yeah, he said, so I feel like that he said if you sit back and think about it, he's thinking loud and Keisha. I said, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so is that true?
Yeah,
kinda.
He put it in a great perspective, because I do know it's loud. So
yeah.
Plus I'm smoking loud, so
yeah. He
put it in a great to my opinion. Yeah.
Well, we need to know if that was your thought, but I'm pretty sure that probably wasn't your thought process on it.
Yeah.
All right, so when I bring your name up to people, they always say that you have this overnight story. Do you agree?
Overnight story?
Yeah, they like, he just came out of nowhere doing showcases. They just, yeah.
It just pop up out of nowhere, but it's been a low key grinding. So, people are familiar with me, so I did just, pop out of the name. Especially like this fast, this is like one of the fastest. You go to Billboard charts, they really wrote an article about me on the bottom of the list. It was like this is one of the fastest going songs of 2012, especially R&B and hip hop. So it was crazy. I was like, man, it's just everything been a real blessing. Man. I just thank God at the end of the day.
So you don't feel like it's an overnight story, though? You feel like you grinded hard just like anybody else?
Oh, some people might think it was an overnight, because most of the people that's caught on to Cashing Out really haven't known me for my other songs or whatever, so they might think it's an overnight. So it's like, man, where he came from? But I really been out here doing my thing for about 2 years.
So like 2 years you've been doing that. Honestly, that's like an overnight story, right? You do know that, because you got people that's been rapping for years.
A lot of people say that's still like an overnight, because people been doing it 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
7 to 10 years, and probably longer than that. So at the end of the day, I just thank God, pulled me out my situation. And, you probably seen something for me, and got me out my situation quick. Made it happen. Especially if a person, if God know you got a good heart, man, can't nobody ever say that you ever, did anything to them,
Yeah.
Unless you had to, you see. A lot of people got to do things because they have to do things, but not just because they want to do them. So, I always had a good heart. So, and that leads you in a good place.
Now, did you have a relationship with L.A. Reid? Isn't that who you're signed with right now?
Yeah. L.A. Reid. Yeah, you said, did I have a relationship with him?
Did you have a relationship with him for a while? You know, because I know that he has a new label, right?
Yeah. I actually didn't know him till he called me. So,
okay.
So I knew of him, you know, and the success behind careers he done, you know, careers he been behind. So I definitely knew of him, but it's just now we just out meeting, and you know, it's a great experience, man, because the record's going good, and they're a new label, and this is like one of the matter of fact, this is one of the first top 10, top 5.
All right, so now with you and L.A. Reid, you saying that y'all just met, so how's the relationship? You know, how's the label? How does it feel?
Man, the label's great, and you know, we already did our end, you know, to get up to the label, especially on the independent part, because we was on the charts independent. You know, I think we was like 40, number 40 or 39 or something independent. So when we came to Epic, it was like, man, it just made everything easier for them. So when they did their thing, put their machine behind it, it really made magic. That's why we in the position on the chart that we in now, and the world accepts the song. You know, especially the rhythmic stations, like the pop stations, just actually start adding it over there in LA and all that. So that's really big right there. So you don't have too many records on R&B and hip hop charts that cross over to the rhythmic chart. So that's really great.
So is the independent chart different from the chart?
Man, we was an independent label on the Billboard charts already.
Oh,
That's what acknowledged it. You know, they was like, who is this? You know, and this ain't, you know, I on the side of my name, it wasn't no, you know, no Cash Money or no Universal Bases Loaded. So they was like, who is this? Like, you know, that was great for them. They was like, man, his team really doing what it needs to do on the independent side. So they just make a perfect match with a strong team on the independent side and a major label. And both of y'all going hard. That just make magic right there.
All right, so I know you dropped a mixtape. Cash Out Is My Time. When do you plan to drop an album?
You know, ain't no rush, man. You know, I need to be introduced to the world, so rushing me to drop no album.
But you know that's what everybody do, right?
Yeah, you know, it'd be a rush, man, but when it's be a rush, it don't never come out right. That's like making a cake or something. You rushing it, it ain't gonna come out right. The icing ain't gonna be on there right. You feel me? Like,
I do.
You gotta take your time, man, and do things right, man, so you can have a successful project, because you don't want to get thrown out there with the piranhas and get ate up. So
I agree.
There's big players out there right now, so you wanna build yourself up and introduce yourself to the world, you know, not just because you hide in the South or the Southeast region, or, you know, they just start playing you on 106 and Park, you know. You still got a long way to go, you feel me? You got a lot of work to do, man. You got to be introduced to the world, you know. You got to get outside, London and everything. So I'm just ready to go hard, you know, and hit them with another single, so they won't think this cashing out a fluke or nothing.
Yeah. So we need you to stay around for a little while. We don't need no one-hit wonders. Yeah.
Nah, you know, we got him in the bag. That's one thing why L.A. Reid signed me. You know, at first it was a single deal, and I got up there performing. He heard other songs.
Yeah. And
that reconstructed to an album, a couple album deals. So that speaks for itself. Like, it's more than just cashing out.
Yeah, I'm proud of you. That's big. Where can your fans get your music?
You know, they can definitely download the mixtape off of Live Mixtapes and stay interactive with me on Twitter. And, you know, anything I post or tweet or whatever, you know, they can download it and especially get the single off of iTunes or whatever. I love all my supporters, so I salute everybody who got it. You know, I bought it like 10 times, so and about 10 more times. So definitely supporting me. So, you know, you can definitely follow me on Twitter, and, you know, you can get basically everything.
Yeah, and I noticed that you're interactive with people on Twitter. I watch you.
Yeah, I'm retweeting all day.
And that's you?
Man.
It's not nobody working behind Cash Out, is it?
It ain't no assistant. It's nothing. Like, I'm on my iPhone now. Like, when I get on it, I'm on it. Like,
all right.
You know, I'm retweeting everybody. I even retweeted Rihanna today, you know. Just that was made to me, you know, because I'm a street person. So so major pop artist or anything, any artist that's higher than me, you know, tweet my song, you know, that's just a blessing, a major accomplishment that type of artist you know, especially Rihanna caliber, you know, just acknowledging the song, you know, and tweeting. So that was major.
Do you got Instagram?
Yeah, I got Instagram too, at Mr. Cashing Out, everything lowercase.
Yeah, I'm going to have to find you on Instagram because I be posting some pictures on Instagram. You'll love my pictures.
We turn it up on Instagram, everything. Doing a good show on Instagram.
Oh, I'm going to make sure I follow you.
Yeah.
But look, before you go, can you leave some advice for aspiring artists that want to get into business and, you know, get to like the level that you're on?
Definitely. You know, just, you know, stay blessed, you know. I always say keep God first, you know. And you got to have your strong team and you got to have the lyrics, you know, the sound, the lyrics, you know. And if you got your grind work, your heart, your leg work, you put in that leg work in the streets, man, you got that package right there. You can't help but win. And I'm going to say that every time. That's just like the winning package. I ain't going to switch it up. On 9 interviews, you got those 4 things, and even if you add a couple more, if you got those main 4 things, man, you can't help but be successful.
Yeah. Well, I definitely appreciate you calling the P Show.
Right.
And tell your fans to listen to the P Show every Saturday from 3 to 5 at pshow.com.
Definitely. Make sure you at me, too, so I can follow you.
Oh, I am. I'm going to make sure I add you as soon as we get done from my iPhone.
Okay.
I keep my iPhone in my hand, too.
Hey, cool.
All right. Thank you for calling.
Thank you for having me, baby. Keep in touch, you know, no matter where I'm at. Keep in touch.
I will. Oh, I'm going to see you. Hold on. I need to ask you something. Next week. No. Yeah, May 3rd, when you get here next week, you got a seat for me right beside you?
I got you, baby. I'm trying to get there early, too, you know, mess around in the streets, you know, get around, so... You definitely hit me up on Twitter like, hey, you here? And I'm going to let you know.
All right. I'm going to check for you now.
I got you, ma.
All right, CashOut. Thank you.
I appreciate you having me, baby.
All right. Bye.
You are now listening to the all-new 101.1 The Fan. Fashion, art, and music. We got your PC and smartphone on lockdown.